She had crossed half the Orion Reach to hire a human translator. And when the shuttle opened on Kharon Drift, Ambassador Thalea knew she had been cheated, because the only man waiting for her looked less like a linguist and more like something war had chewed up and forgotten to swallow. Kharon Drift hung over a moon, a station for smugglers and scavengers. Every source had sworn that one human here could read dead military dialects. Thalea had expected a polished scholar. Instead, she got a man in a faded black coat. One cybernetic eye, glowing amber, one metal hand marked with scars, and a face carrying the tired patience of someone who had survived too many bad endings. "You wanted a translator," he said. "I'm Rian Vale." Thalea let the silence sharpen. "I requested an expert, not a dockside drifter." His mouth twitched. "That's unfortunate," he said. "I'm both." She should have dismissed him. But the relic inside her case had already defeated every archive on Saren Prime, so in her quarters she placed the object between them. A black cylinder etched with jagged symbols that seemed to shift under light. It had been found beneath the oldest Saren temple, sealed below stone, older than the first royal records. And the moment it was uncovered, ancient defense systems had activated around it. Rian saw the relic, and all the weariness left his face. That was the first moment she stopped seeing a drifter, and started seeing a warning. He stepped closer, studying the symbols. "Where exactly did you find this?" he asked. "In the roots of the first temple," Thalea replied. "Our priests believe it predates our civilization." Rian shook his head. "No temple made this," he said, pressing 2 fingers to the shell. "This is human coalition military. Late war epoch, command encryption housing. Built to survive orbital fire and centuries of neglect? That is impossible," Thalea said. Rian looked up at her. Impossible is just a word people use when history embarrasses them. Then he started reading, voice low and precise. "Field Seal, 9th Theater, Black File Clearance. Access restricted to Warborn class, unauthorized breach punishable under extinction law." Thalea caught only one word. "Warborn," before he could answer. The shell woke, red light ran across the cylinder. Alarms screamed through the station. Then the station master's voice burst across. "Comes." Unknown ships had dropped from dark transit beyond the debris ring. No flags, no codes, attack formation. The relic projected a tactical map into the air. Then a cold machine voice filled the room. "Warborn authentication required. Emergency battlefield authority available." Thalea turned to Rian. "What is a Warborn?" He watched the display and answered without emotion. "A weapon they taught how to think." The first impact hit a breath later. Hard enough to shake the deck. Lights flickered, metal screamed. And enemy boarding signatures flooded the map. Direct approach toward her level. Toward the relic, they had not come searching. They had come knowing Rian moved before she did. And the change in him was terrifying. The limp vanished. The fatigue vanished. Even the way he stood became different. Sharper, absolute. "Stay behind me," he said. She almost refused on instinct, but the door exploded inward. 3 raiders rushed through smoke in matte combat armor, plasma cutters raised, and Thalea saw what human violence looked like when stripped of waste. Rian caught the first weapon in his metal hand and crushed it before it fired. Turned into the second attacker with a blow that folded armor. Took the third shot across hidden reinforcement under his coat. Then dropped the last raider with one brutal strike. No rage, no shouting, no hesitation, only decisions. He ripped a cum shard from the nearest body. Listened for a second, and his expression darkened. "They know what the shell is," he said, "and they know what I am." Another blast rolled through the corridor. "Closer now. Who are they?" Thalea asked. "Belt scavenger clans," he replied. "They strip old war zones and sell whatever should have stayed buried. If they open this shell, they get sealed coordinates. Maybe worse. Can you stop them?" He pressed his palm to the relic. And the machine voice answered at once. Warborn signature confirmed. "Commandant Rian Vale, 9th Theater, final survivor acknowledged. Battlefield authority transferred, final survivor." The words hit Thalea harder than the explosions. Then the station changed around them, hidden systems waking inside its bones. Blast doors slammed across breach routes, dormant gun nests unfolded from the walls. Because Kharon Drift had not always been a scavenger station. Once it had been a war fortress, and the man in the torn black coat knew exactly how to wake it. What followed felt less like defense and more like an empire taking one last breath. Rian moved through fire and smoke, speaking dead command code, and the station obeyed. Corridors became traps. Turrets cut through boarding teams, shafts vented raiders into vacuum. And everywhere he went, he carried the certainty of someone who had fought this kind of battle on too many worlds to count. Thalea followed in stunned silence, because she had come seeking a translator and had instead hired the edge of an ancient human promise. The raiders never reached the shell. Their last ship died outside the observation ring, split apart by defense lances hidden for centuries beneath layers of rust. Then the battle ended, leaving Kharon Drift burning. Damaged and alive, Thalea found Rian near the viewport afterward, seated against a cracked wall, one hand pressed to a burn in his side. The relic dim beside him, he looked old again, human again. "You could have left," she said quietly. "You owed me nothing." He stared at the wreckage drifting beyond the glass. "Humans are bad at leaving unfinished things behind," he said. "Wars, promises, ghosts, same habit. Different names." Thalea sat beside him, all rank gone from her voice now. "I came looking for a translator," she said. "Instead, I found the last Warborn." Rian gave a tired half-laugh. "Yeah," he said. "And that is usually bad news for the people shooting first." She studied him. This battered survivor, this weapon, this remnant of a species the galaxy feared and called upon in the same breath. And in that ruined station, she finally understood the truth about humanity. When ancient horrors wake, when forgotten machines rise, when everyone else asks, who could possibly stand against what is coming? Somewhere in the dark, a human answers the same way: "I'm still here."